tell if you're on. I gotta look at my camera. Oh, there we are. We're on. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monday afternoon. In case you're wondering, I've got my phone turned around so I can't see the screen, because if I've got this looking at the screen, looking at myself, seeing what I can do, when I write on the board, it's back to front. There's a weird setting in there. I googled it, I did the tutorial, but I did what they said to do, but it doesn't change the fact that when I use the selfie to video, it's back to front. So I can't see what's happening, I can't see you, and so if you are there, please leave me a comment and let me know that someone was there watching, and I will get back to you later. For those who don't know, my name's Katie Gordon and I'm Dietless Living. So thank you so much for joining me today, Monday afternoon, 4:30 in the new world. How's it going for you? It's quite a new time, isn't it? Some things seem the same and some things are very, very different, and it depends who you are, how different things feel. I always remember my father saying about when somebody dies, you know, it's like nothing changes, but everything changes. It's like someone comes in and fiddles with all the dials. And I think that's how it is at the moment with the coronavirus. It's all the same, but all different. So my heart goes out to you if you're really struggling at the moment, or even if you're struggling a little bit, or even if you're just sitting at home worried. It's really a strange time for us all. And so my contribution, I thought about what can I do that is helpful. You just want to be helpful for people, you know. So what can I do that's helpful? And what I do is the most helpful thing. So instead of just doing it more so with my clients, I'm doing it for everybody. So today the topic of today, I've got the fan on because it's hot. Weather's a bit choppy, isn't it? So today I already had a live at 1 o'clock today, and the topic is now the time to put your goals and dreams up on the shelf and wait till everything settles in the new world? And my answer to that is no. Absolutely, 100% no. Now is the time to get your goals and dreams and pull them in closer. And if your goals and dreams have already been sitting on a shelf in the cupboard, now's the time to go and get them out, dust them off, give them a bit of a polish, review them, and reset them. So what we talked about this morning was, so we'll get kind of quickly to it because I'm going to cover some extra stuff this afternoon. So what we talked about this morning was, I've been asked a couple of times in the last few days, you know, there's a topic of conversation going around about how great, like what are some of the good things that are going to come out of this current situation. And one of them is, well, isn't it good that people are going to see that money isn't the be all and end all, and really it's having time to spend on your health. Yes, I couldn't agree 100% more on having the time to spend on your health, but money is needed. Money is helpful. We need money to pay the bills and do all of that. So I assume that they were meaning the people who perhaps have great abundance. But it's not really the point. So what they were saying was health is more important than money. And they asked me what my opinion on that was, and I said, well, really, of the two, health and money, neither is more important than the other, because if you've got great health and no money, so you're living on the street and you can't buy good food, etc., then that's not going to help you. You're going to be at the same sort of disadvantage as if you do have a lot of money but you have no health. We need both. So money, M for money, H for health, a little bit of a love heart. Which one's the most important? I say neither, because happiness is the main thing that we all need. To actually create health, you've got to be happy. There's really no way to have great health if you don't have great happiness, if you can't tap into the internal resources of joy and happiness. Great health, because there's a lot of people with great health, they do loads of exercise and, you know, they're gym junkies and they eat really well, do all the organics, but due to their predisposition to pessimism or still complaining and blaming kind of personality traits, they don't really enjoy their good health, and in fact all of that's damaging their health. So to really enjoy your health and actually create health, you've got to be happy. And to get the money, I know Scrooge McDuck wasn't a happy person or a happy duck, and he was wealthy, but for the majority of people, if you're not a happy person, inside or outside, the chances of you making a lot of financial abundance, it gets slimmer. You might be able to, but you don't really enjoy it. You know, I'm just going to make my fan cool me down a little bit. There we go. I have to play with that. So what we actually need is happiness. So the question then becomes, well, how can I be happy if I don't have my health or money? I need the health and money first to get my happiness. That's also not true. So happiness is an internal state. It is an emotional state, and an emotional state, as you know, you can have any time you like. You've just got to think about something and conjure it up. We can certainly put ourselves into any of the negative states anytime we like, just by having the thought and thinking about stuff. Well, happiness is the same. So happiness comes in little pockets. We're humans. We're never going to be happy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's just not the way we roll. But you can have little pockets of happiness, little woohoo sparkles of happiness peppered throughout your day, simply by choosing to get into the state of happiness. And you know that it's as simple as either just remembering something that makes you happy, looking outside, seeing the sky, seeing a baby laugh, seeing kids play, looking at a tree and just marveling at trees. I'm always just mesmerized sometimes by how those little weeds grow on the highways. You know, there's no fertilizer, nobody loving and caring, cars roaring past, and yet they will still pop up and grow to full bloom, flower, seed, and complete their life. That's amazing to me, and when I think about that, it actually does give me joy, because I think if they can do it, so can I. Pockets of happiness, right? So this is what we covered this morning, so I'm a little bit quick about it. If you'd like a bit more of an explanation, pop back and have a look at this morning's video. But what, so happiness, money and health, they come more after you've joined the happiness crowd. You can get them first, but you'll enjoy them more if you're happy. But the really good thing about this particular time in life, and why now is the time to keep focused on your goals and dreams, is because goals and dreams dreams, my board's wobbly, goals and dreams are what propel us forward. Now, we all know the usual goals. There's houses, cars, lots of money, there's good health, there's relationships, babies, holidays, you name it, we've made it a goal, degrees, all sorts of things. But what I like to teach my clients, and what I'm sharing with you, is we're going to try and draw an umbrella. It's like a beach umbrella now, it's on a slant. Your goals and dreams really work best if it's considered to be the overarching theme of your life. So if you think about your goals and dreams as like if, this would have been so great if they have taught it to me in school. I don't know if they teach it now in school, probably not. What you want to think about is what's the big theme of your life. Now, the big theme of our life is going to be something a bit abstract. It's going to be freedom. Well, happiness you can have down here. You don't have to wait to have any of these things, really. But, so, you know, like for me, freedom is my overarching goal. I want location freedom, financial freedom, freedom of self-expression. I want the freedom to build my skills in any way I choose. I just want liberation for the purpose of knowing I can do everything myself. I'm a very independent kind of person that way. But freedom is what I like. And so other people have different themes. So some people it's live life to the fullest, and for other people it's all about the love. And what you then can do is think about those other little goals that you put together: the house, the car, the relationship, the way you rear your kids, all of those kinds of things. They kind of then fit up underneath what your theme is. So let's say, well, my theme being freedom means that I need to have a job that allows me freedom. So I wanted to be the freedom theme since I was in my 20s, and I tried to find it through different jobs. I didn't realize that the job I needed was the job I currently have, which is the one that gives me location freedom, the freedom to work the hours I want to work, and don't think I don't work a million of them, because I do, but I like it. So it doesn't matter that I work a million hours, because they're my hours on my time. To me, that's freedom. So if I'd have known about this back then, I might have made a whole bunch of different choices. So think about what is your overarching goals in life or theme, and then that is the reason I say keep your goals and dreams off the shelf and on the hop, because this is what we need as humans. We need to have a purpose to get us out of bed every morning. So I am covering this a bit quick, because we're going to get to what is one of the things that holds us back from pursuing our dreams. So we definitely need goals and dreams, because we have to have a purpose. With a purpose, that means meaning. We are meaning-making machines, and we have to have a meaning to life. Without a purpose, life has no meaning, and then we tend to lay in bed most of the day, or, you know, we may be going to work and doing all of those things, but we don't have any vitality. We don't have that invigoration, and nobody's got it all the time. But you know what I mean. There's a purpose to my life, and that's what makes me get up at 4:30 in the morning 5 days a week, because that's my purpose. I want to get the most out of my day. That's freedom for me. But before I used to have a purpose, that never happened. Getting up at 4:30, that was just if I had to go to my paid job. But it's purpose that we need. But sorry, I'm trying to recap from this morning. So one of the things that I talked about this morning was, this is your overarching goal, theme of your life, and then you slot in your other goals. You know, sometimes we want a new car, we want a house, and then we buy that house, then we want to sell it because we want to move to a different area, so you have another house, you have a baby, you get a relationship, you might start a business, you might start another business. We have so many goals, but if they all fit into this overarching theme, then we feel more connected to all the goals. Because put your hand up if ever you got a goal and went, oh, that's not quite what I thought it was going to be. I certainly have. But if you've chosen what your overarching theme is, then when you choose your goals, it's all going to the same trajectory. Now, what I talked about this morning was some of the things that delay us on our dreams. Well, coronavirus will be one for some people, but for some people it's going to accelerate their dream. There's just circumstances, right? It's either the time at home that they're now using to just jump straight in and accelerate forward on their goal, or it's perhaps an opportunity for them to implement their dream quicker. Perhaps they have a service or a product or goodness knows something that is the right time, right place, and their goal's going to come to life sooner. But for most of us, coronavirus aside, life is peppered with challenges, and we call them challenges and we call them obstacles, and they delay us on our achieving any of these kinds of goals. But what I propose to you is, don't think of them as obstacles. And if you do think of them as challenges, think of them as something like in a Tough Mudder. You know, those challenge courses where they got to jump the ropes and go through the mud and all of that. But it's short-lived. It's not a forever thing. But I just prefer to think of them as steps. Steps to where you want to go. And so they're always bigger than us, right? They're rarely ever little steps. These are, in project management language, these are your milestones along the way, but it's always a step up, because it's who you have to become to earn the money to buy the car, or who you have to become to open the business, or who you have to become to get the relationship that you want, or who do you have to become to be a great parent. That's why they're steps. They are steps because you have to change. You have to, you generally have a skills and knowledge gap. And when you have a skills and knowledge gap, that's what you need. You need to fill that gap. Fill that gap, 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 and then you can step on to the next step. You've also got to pull in your resources. which is any support that you can find. People who maybe loan you money, or people who will teach you the skills, people who will teach you the knowledge. Maybe it's friends, maybe it's family, whatever it is. But you've got to pull together what you need to get up that step. But what happens, this is the bit that I wanted to talk about for this afternoon, what happens is when we get to a step, whether it's coronavirus related step or gosh, what are the things that we call obstacles, or the things that slow us down on our dreams? People die, relationships change, finances come and go, just day-to-day life comes, and we have emotional responses to all of that. And it's our emotional responses that slow us down, not necessarily the activities or the things that are coming at us, but it's our emotional response to those things that really slow us down. Like the year that my dad died, 2017, August, I lost 5 people in 6 months. My emotional responses to that really slowed me down, right? Because when sometimes you get into a state and you're not pulling together all your resources, and trying to think of what's my skills and knowledge gap here, well, it's how to go through the grieving process in a much faster fashion. But grief is grief, it takes its time, and it's the same for everyone. But what's missing here, what I really want to talk about, is our coping skills. Because it's our coping skills, sorry, itchy nose, our coping skills that either help us get up these stairs, or they delay us getting up the stairs. So coping skills are often not very helpful ones. So at the moment, my main concern being what I do is help people change their unconscious eating habits, patterns and behaviours, which i.e. is their unconscious coping skills for life. And at the moment, coping skills are going through the roof because everybody's reaching for the thing that they do that helps to self-soothe them. Now that can be anything from overworking, eating, drinking, smoking, gambling, spending, or even spending, but online spending still exists. Cleaning, I can become a cleaning fanatic when I've got need to get some coping skills going. Some coping skills are helpful, some coping skills delay us here. So the question was, is now a good time to put your goals and dreams on the shelf? And I say absolutely not. What you've got to do is pick up your coping skills, because a lot of people go, I'm overwhelmed and I can't think about that right at the minute. And if it's not something that's pressing on you to do, we will shelf it. So this is really critical, is to check what your coping skills are. And if your coping skill is to put things away because you can't get the thought action happening in your head, which is normal when we have a lot of stress and anxiety, our brain sort of stops talking to it, all its parts together, and that's overwhelm and emotional distress comes in. So what we need to do, so the first skills and knowledge gap that you need to fill is your coping skills, because you need better coping skills to be able to keep propelling forward. And you have to keep your eye on the front up here to keep yourself getting out of bed and going for it. It's just critical at this time to keep your critical thinking online. So what are some things you can do? So some skills that you need. we've all seen the bumper sticker, breathe, and we all laugh and go, what a stupid thing, but it is absolutely 100% right. We must get breathing. We generally breathe really shallow from the top of our lungs, and especially when we're in a state of panic or worry, concern, anything that when we're feeling that pressure, we start to breathe really shallow. That is the thing that actually, you know, boosts your anxiety and your worry. So breathing is really important. So just back in 2011, sorry, I got a hair. Back in 2011, when I used to have 3 migraines a week, and had done for nearly 20 years. I had fibromyalgia. There was not a part of my body that wasn't painful most of the time. And went through a series of events, and I realized I'm holding my breath. I used to sigh all the time, literally, and that was my body going, oh, you dickhead, please take a breath. So I'd sigh. So when through this process it happened, I went, oh, that's it, I don't breathe. I'm holding my breath for whatever reason. I'm just in a state of anxiety all the time, and I'm holding my breath. And so I had a note on my desk, just like the bumper sticker, breathe, but it said, are you breathing, Katie? And I would go, no. Would you like to? Yes. And then I would take a breath. Now, over a year of just breathing and doing that, you know, umpteen times a day, 10 times a day, 20 times a day. I don't know how many times I did it. I wasn't keeping track. But over a year, my migraines went away. The fibromyalgia, I say, went away because I don't have it anymore. My body is pain-free. And the plethora of other unhelpful coping skills I had went away as well. Now, I did other things in there, but honestly, the breathing is the first skill you need to remind yourself to do. Knowledge. How can you fill the knowledge gap on coping skills? What's the knowledge gap that you have? Is it that you don't know what else you can do? Is it that you don't understand what causes you to feel that way or to have that response? Is it that you don't know how to stop an unhelpful coping skill? What knowledge and skills do you need to fill so that you can have better coping skills, so that you can stay on your path, get up these stairs quicker? And specifically right here, right now in coronavirus land that we all find ourselves, because this is where we need to be. We need to be focused and present in a time when the world is very unpresent. Having time at home is actually kind of a blessing for a lot of people. So many people I'm talking to, they're cleaning, they're returning to, you know, learning new skills. Ladies learning how to use Lighthouse for photography. My friend Joe, if you're watching, Joe, I've been spring cleaning. I said the other day, I don't think I'm doing it right though, because I end up with more mess. But what a lot of people are using this time to get themselves calm and get themselves back in touch with who they are, because they're getting some time at home. There's not that pull to be out at work. There's not that pull to be socially out and about. So that was really my main point I wanted to leave with you today for this afternoon session, is that money and health is wonderful. Happiness is the be-all and end-all of really most things in life. You can have pockets of happiness anytime during the day simply by thinking about something that makes you happy or has made you happy. You can look outside, there's a million things. If you can't find something to be happy about your body, it's miraculous. We can do things that other species cannot do. Happiness a purpose. If you've just got a goal and it's buying a house or something, research the market. Now is planning time. Planning. And for some people, it's a doing and achieving time. But think about what your overarching goal or dream or theme is to be, and then think about how that other goals that you're going to have between now and the rest of your life are going to fit that that theme. And think about your coping skills at the moment, how you're coping with what's happening. Everybody I talk to is doing quite a bit of emotional eating and drinking because it's what we know, it's what we go back to. So don't do that, don't go back to it. Reach out and ask for tips and hints. But that's mostly what I wanted to leave you with today. Just think about pockets of happiness is a coping skill, by the way. That is one that will keep you release tension in your body and allow you to keep your brain online so you can think through and be critical thinking about whatever the actual problems that you are having at the moment. And they are challenges for some people, lack of finances, etc. But think about what you need to do to be goal orientated, because it's having that goal that will give you that purpose that will help you get up in the morning and keep you forward focused. I hope this has been helpful for you. If it has, please share it with somebody else who you think needs the information. Yes, just please share it. I would be ever so grateful. I will be back on, what's today? Monday. I can't remember what the day is. I will be back on Wednesday at 12 o'clock this time, 12 o'clock on Wednesday, and then again at 4:30. And I'll be back on Friday as well, 1 and 4:30. So if you've enjoyed today, please do share it, and please come and join me again on Wednesday at either one of the times or both, and the same on Friday. And leave me a comment, tell me what you think. Comments, thoughts, concerns, questions, anything, please reach out and talk to me. I love it. And that's it for today. I'm Katie Gordon and I'm Dietless Living, and I'm thrilled that you came and joined me today. And now you're going to see me walk around to the other side of my phone so I can turn you off. Bye for now.